This is an audio production quick take by Marwak. The content that follows is from the eBook Voiceover on Linux, which explains how to create professional voiceover products using Linux and associated open source software. If you've ever thought that you could take two or more WAV files and cat them together on a bash terminal and end up with a third file that would be all of them put together, and actually tried it, you would have found that it didn't work. There's a reason for that, and we're going to go through that. But you can make it work if you use the SoX command. And in this quick take, you'll see how and why. We'll work with two sound clips. Let's creatively call them File 1 and File 2. Let's start by listening to the content of File 1. This is File 1. The SoX play command displays some metadata for us while it's playing the file, and in this case, it displays the duration of file 1.wav as being 2.50 seconds. We'll use this as a benchmark for later. And now to play File 2. And this is File 2. And we can see that the duration of File 2 is 2.83, a little bit longer than File 1. Now let's have some fun. Let's cat these two files together just like they were text files, which of course they're not. They're WAV files. Each WAV file has its own header. So we're going to cat file 1.wav, file 2.wav, and redirect it into a file, let's call it bothfiles.wav. And let's compare what we have. Let's list out what their file sizes are, because we'll work with this later. And I'll use the stat command for that because it gives us the information in a form that we want here. So the command's going to be stat, and we'll use printf. You need equals here and a quote mark. %n is the name of the file. We're going to use a \t to tab separate it. Next thing to show is %s, the size of the file. A little indicator what this is by cat. And we'll use \n for a new line, see what we get. Well, the two file sizes are added together, and it should be straightforward because we just put them together. Bothfiles.wav file is 470,614 bytes. That arithmetically is identical to adding the two file sizes of the two files that made it up together, because we use straight cat for that. And you can see that's exactly what happened. 470,614 bytes is exactly the other two files added together. No changes, nothing else. So let's play our new file and see what it sounds like, see if we got both files in that. This is File 1. What's going on here? The duration is 2.50 seconds, which is the equivalent length of File 1.wav. But as you can see from the file size, both files.wav had all the file content in there. The data really is there. Okay, let's do this with SoX now. We'll use SoX to file 1.wav, file 2.wav. We don't need to redirect it because the SoX syntax, just the last file name you give it is the one it's going to be combined into. Now let's list that out with our stat command. Only this time, after we list the file name and the file size, at the end of each listing, we're going to say by SoX, so we can remember that that's what this is the result of. Using the printf feature of the stat command, the name, \t for the tab separator, %s for the size, and we'll say this is by SoX, \n for the new line, and let's see what we get. Okay, same file sizes for file 1.wav and file 2.wav. What's this with both files.wav? That doesn't look like the old file size. 470,502 bytes? Okay, the original file size of both files.wav, when we simply catted it together like it was a text file, was 470,614. So let's see what the difference is with the 470,502 bytes. About 112 bytes. There's more than just the 44 bytes that's part of the normal WAV header that SoX manages, but there are also the chunks and that sort of part in the data. Now to check out our SoX-generated bothfiles.wav. This is File 1, and this is File 2. Now we're looking good. Both files.wave looks like it's the total of file 1 and file 2. And let's add that together. File 1.wave, remember, was 2.50 seconds. File 2.wave was 2.83 seconds. Add those together, and that's exactly what we have. And the point to remember is when you combine two wave files together, you want to use the SoX command, which will rewrite the wave header for the new file, and you can hear everything. This has been an audio production quick take by Marwak. For more details on using open source tools for audio processing, see the ebook Voice Over on Linux by Mark Caldwell Walker.